American Water Polo.
Hi, this is Damon Newman from American Water Polo, and we're here today to profile club team Elmhurst Water Polo, and we're going to see what Coach Brian Drumm has been doing lately. Hey, how you doing there, Brian?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. We're just,
Good.
hanging in there, under the current circumstances. Just want to learn a little bit more about your club. Tell me, tell me where you're located, what kind of age groups you have going, and maybe the mission of the team.
Sure. Yeah, so we are Elmhurst Water Polo. Elmhurst, Illinois is a suburb, a western suburb of Chicago, about 25, 30 minutes outside of the city. We're kind of a young club. We've been around for 5 or 6 years. And the purpose of our club is first off, we have a 12 and under team, a 14 and under team, and then a few 18 and under teams. And the purpose is to at the younger level to get kids involved, to just learn about the sport and have fun with it and tell their friends about it, so that they can give it a shot too, and just get that experience pre-high school, get them playing some games at a young age and developing those basic skills. And then once they're in high school and they've played a few years, it's just advancing those skills and getting into more competitive play. And so we have on the high school level, we have two boys teams. We have like a varsity level team, and then more of a developmental team. And then on the girls side, we have one team, which is kind of a combination of all.
Excellent. So, I know you guys. We spoke a little bit earlier. I know you work at the high school. What have you been doing to keep yourself busy these days? And take me through what it looks like for you guys on a kind of on a day-to-day basis. Also professionally, but also personally.
Yeah. We have a lot more time on our hands these days.
Yeah, we do.
I'm a teacher. I teach at York High School, which is the community high school in Elmhurst. And my wife actually also does. She's a librarian there. And so we're on the schedule. And we have a 5-year-old daughter who's in like pre-K. And so the three of us have been spending a lot of time together. We just try to come up with a schedule every night for the next day. And, it's usually the same schedule, just in a different order. We have like learning and music and art and exercise and, reading and things like that. We get outside once a day. But yeah, mostly it's just, we try to stay on schedule and keep busy.
Yeah. That's all we can do, just get into our routines and make the best of things.
Sure.
So I know the high school league has been, everything kind of been put on hold right now. Are you keeping in touch with your athletes? How are they holding up?
They're doing well, considering it's hard. We've actually been building towards this season as a team for a few years now. We have some juniors and seniors so I've coached the varsity boys team at York High School. And, this is a season we're really excited about. We have 5 or 6 kids who have been on varsity since their sophomore or even freshman year. And, we're all really excited. And so of course it's really disappointing. But, we got 2.5 weeks in. Or I'm sorry, no, we got 1.5 weeks in. We did play 2 games, which is good. But now it's just kind of the only thing we can do is focus on what we can control. And, we can't control, but this is something that we talked about. We had a Zoom meeting as a team last week. And one of the things we talked about is, listen, we don't know if school is going to be back in session. We don't know. And if so, we don't know when. We don't know when the IHSA is going to let us play again. All we can do is just be prepared for when that time comes. And so, luckily, since it is a high school team, my athletes were all imported onto a Google Classroom. So every day I'll send out a training, and I kind of mix up how I do that. But every day they'll get something, and I just I ask them to take a look at that and work individually.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that's really important that you're keeping the connection with them, and I'm sure that they have they have a lot of work to do. Doing the online education and but obviously it's important for them to stay active and to really kind of feed into that mantra that you can only control what you can control.
Yeah.
You can't control things that are out of your purview, I guess. So so you've been giving some dryland exercises and training like that. Is that something you're something you're accustomed to, or is it dryland something that's new or kind of indicative of your program?
Well, it's this is also new. Everything's new about this, but what we've been doing is I could just tell you, like, on these documents that I'll send out. Usually I'll have like some sort of a quote, to start it with. I think yesterday's was Michael Jordan, and the day before was Winston Churchill, or something like that. And then I'll give them a video. If you go, actually, there's a good website, fitnessblender.com, which has just hundreds of videos, and you pick the time, you pick the type of workout, HIIT, yoga, anything. You pick leg focus, cardiovascular, and so I try to switch it up, and I'll give them a 25 to 35 minute video. We did luckily play one really good game that went into overtime, and so I've broken that up into like 10-minute segments. I've never annotated film so tediously as I have these last couple of weeks, but so they're looking at film every day, and sometimes I'll send a skill video or something like that. I'm encouraging them to, before they left, everybody was encouraged to take a water polo ball from the cage if they didn't have one already at home. So I'm encouraging them to, just kind of carry it around and do some transfers, some pumps, whatever, while they're watching TV, or try to incorporate a water polo ball into the dryland exercises, those videos, as much as possible. It's just, at this point, we're so limited, so you have to kind of think outside the box and get a little bit creative. So that's what we're asking the boys to do. Yeah,
I think that's a great, it's a great opportunity for them to, keep the ball in their hands and, compete, just train on the dryland and, keep that feel for the ball. I think that's really important as well. So
you see, just if online on Twitter or on Instagram, you see a lot of Olympians.
Yeah, I have. I've seen a lot of guys out there doing things.
Yeah, and so those little videos, like, a lot of them are like, just kind of short, fun things, or I don't know if they have a basketball net, or start playing catch off your backboard, or get your little brother out there or something. There's things that they can be doing. It's just, you have to get a little bit creative, as I said.
Yeah, I would say you're right. There's a lot of dryland resources that are being created, and a lot of in-home videos, which is great. I think that's what people need right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are some of the things you're like, what are you looking forward to the most? So when you can get back on the deck and work with your athletes, whether it's hopefully this spring or for the summer or moving forward?
Man, I just can't wait to get back. I think that they feel the same way. It's just, it'll be nice to get on deck and, see each other's faces and joke around a little bit and catch up in person. Man, if we have the opportunity to get back in the water this season, which, I'll hold out hope until they tell us that that's not going to be the case, then, I mean, we had, as I said before, we had a good game, an overtime game leading up to this break. There's a few things that we need to work on, that if that was a Tuesday game, then we had another one on Wednesday. I swear we'll probably work on the things that we would have worked on Thursday in practice. There's always something to work on. So, hopefully we could pick right up. And if we can't, then it's going to be more of a situation where we have to figure out what is going to be available for us in the summer. You know, like,
Right.
are there going to be travel tournaments? Are there going to be leagues? You know, are we going to be able to compete there's so much up in the air right now, so it might be a little bit of a waiting game. So, but
Right,
you know,
yeah, we have to.
I'm really hopeful.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, we want to make sure that we're all hopeful, and we'll wait and see, and hopefully those things in the summer can continue. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Final question, Brian. What can you recommend any good books for your athletes to read, or your athletes, or just athletes in general who are finding themselves in in the situation that we find ourselves in today?
Yeah. My favorite coaching book or book that I would recommend to my athletes is, I don't know if you ever heard of Toughness by Jay Billis. I love it so much. I swear, I actually rewrote some of our team's expectations based on some of the things that he said in that book. It's all about, there's some sports psychology in it. I mean, so Jay Billis is, you're probably familiar. He's
the former Duke player, NCAA announcer, right?
Yes, yeah, and so a lot of obviously it's mostly a basketball book. He does draw from other sports as well, but it's the book. What I got from the book is about how to be a good teammate, how to show great attitude, how just little little nuggets that he picked up along the way from other coaches. Like, for instance, I remember at one point he said that Mike Krzyzewski, who was his college coach, when they would scrimmage at Duke, instead of like one team scoring and the other team gets the ball, it would be a 50-50 ball after each basket. And that's something that I started doing in our scrimmages. It's like after they line up after a goal, I just pick two kids and whip the ball in between them, and whoever gets it, it's their ball. So there's just a lot of good sports coaching, teammate, sports psychology aspects of that book, and so I would highly recommend that.
I like that. I never heard that one. I like that one, definitely. Well, that sounds like a great read, Brian. I think some athletes will be out there, be able to make that to kind of take that sports basketball and put it in some use for water polo. Obviously, there are a lot of
similar, right? Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, definitely. Excellent, Brian. Well, I really appreciate the time. It's great meeting you, and also learning more about Elmhurst. It's it's a growing program, and I'm really excited to for the future to hold here, and hopefully the high school season gets back on here sometime. Well, this is Damon Newman from American Water Polo, and check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and our website, AmericanWaterPolo.org. Remember, it's important to stay connected to what's important to you.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it, man.